Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today let's go over another premium medium question in the pandas category that I just solved on my own. So again, pretty happy about this, that I was able to come up with my own solution to this without any assistance. Again, very straightforward, kind of a high acceptance rate, so let's go over it. So this one's called accepted candidates from interviews. Basically, you want to return all the candidate IDs where the total score of the interview ID. So as you can see, the candidate ID is going to be the primary key here, and we're going to look for all the interview IDs. And what we want to do is make sure there's at least 2 years of experience for that interview ID. So for example, here we're going to look for years of experience, and then the sum of the scores is greater than 15. So we're going to add 4, 1, 4, 1, and that's not bigger than 15. So 109 is that ID is not going to be in the result. And then we do this for each interview ID. So for example, for 9, that's valid because 4 is 6, 7, 13, plus 2 is 15, and plus 7, that's bigger than 15, strictly greater than 15. So, and then at the same time, 104 has 6 years of experience, so that's why candidate ID 9 is inside of the result. So you do this for each of the interview IDs, and then you would just return the data frame. So pretty straightforward, I thought. And again, I was able to solve it pretty quickly on my own here. So let me create the skeleton, which is just a data frame. Candidates, the columns are going to be candidate ID and okay, equals sign. So now, again, we want to keep track of the total score for the particular interview ID. Okay, so we're going to create a default dict of type integer for this, and then we're just going to iterate over rounds of interview ID, and we're going to say is the current value, the current interview ID is not in the dictionary. We're just going to add to it the current score. So rounds of score of I. So the same row, different cell, right? So at the end, if we print our dictionary, so we get the total score for each interview ID. And now what we want to do is go through the candidates table and map that interview ID to the years of experience and also the candidate ID, because what we're going to do is we're going to check the dictionary to make sure the total is greater than 15. And then for the years of experience, we're just going to cross-check that here. So we're interested in candidates interview ID. So for IC and enumerate candidates interview ID. And again, we have to cross-check the years of experience. So if candidates of years of experience, so for example, we're referencing this, of I is bigger than or equal to 2, at least 2 years of experience, and the current interview ID. So for example, the interview ID would just be C in this case because we're just going top to down in the candidates table, and D of C is bigger than 15, then in that case, we know that, okay, this is valid. We want the candidate ID. So part of the answer is going to have that candidate ID. So answer.append candidates ID of I. And if we print answer at the end, after going through all the candidate interview IDs of the candidates, we can see we just have 9, so that's great. Now we just have to populate this inside of our results. So I like to do it like this. You have a count for A and answer, candidates ID of I is equal to A because we're looping through this, and also incrementing the count, so we're just filling it from top to bottom. And let's run this. So this is not correct because, again, we're only going to have this many candidates and answer, so we have to only return that many of whatever the size of answer is, right? From the top to the bottom. So for example, in this case, it's only this one, so that's only 1 from the top. So run this. Okay, that's not correct. Equals to A. Candidates of candidate ID. Oh, it's supposed to be of count. There is no I, right? Count is the one that's incrementing. Okay, submit this. And there you go, passes all test cases. Again, not the most efficient, but I was able to come up with my own solution to this problem by myself, so pretty happy about that. And that's it for this video. As always, thank you for watching and stay tuned for more.